Now class 9, today the Sangam age, history of the Sangam age. Now, yesterday I started the chapter. Today, the three kingdoms, the Chera, the Chola and the Pandya. The southern India, that is India, such of the river Krishna was in those earliest times divided into three major kingdoms, the Chera, the Chola and the Pandya. The history of South India was the history of supremacy, of domination of these three powers. So the history of southern India was the history of domination of these three powers. The Chera kingdom was one of the earliest kingdoms of the south. It extended along the western coast. The rock edicts of Ashoka refer to the land of Chera as Kerala Putras. The Sangam literature in Tamil gives names of many ancient rulers such as Udayanjeral, Nedurenjeral and the Senguptavarma. Now these three kingdoms, my students, you look at the spelling and be very careful. The Cheras were defeated by the Pallavas in the 4th century AD. In the 10th century, the control over the Chera dominions passed to the Cholas. Now, page B61, the Pandya kingdom. The Pandyas are also known from very early times, are associated with the southernmost part of the Indian peninsula. The Chola kingdom. The Cholas, like the Cheras and the Pandyas, are known from very early times. They were based in the Kaveri Delta. And spread along the Coromandel coast, the southern part, Coromandel coast. Karikal was the greatest among their earliest historical kings. The Chola kingdom gained greatly both in the territory and influence under him. The remaining part, page number 61 from your book. Now, page B62, social conditions, synthesis of the two cultures. The Sangam literature gives us a true picture of the social conditions of the age. Synthesis of the two cultures, blend of the two cultures, Aryan and the Dravidian. This Sangam age of this chapter mainly deals with the synthesis of the two cultures, Aryan and the Dravidians. The stories of Mahabharata and Ramayana were all known to the poets of the Sangam age. The poets of the Sangam age, they all know about the stories of Mahabharata and the Ramayana. The Tamil poets are also very much familiar with characters and stories related with Sanskrit literature. Now, Arundhati, for instance, had become a model for women in the south because she personified the ideal of chastity. The Arundhati, she became the model for women in the south. The legend that the Chakara bird feeds only on raindrops and the raindrops turn into pearls in particular seasons is another instance of Sanskritic ideas and beliefs put into the literature of the Sangam age. The caste, the page number 62. The Brahmins, the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas appears regular caste or varnas in the Sangam text. Now, regarding the caste, the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas, they appears regular caste in the or varnas in the Sangam age text. The ideal king, one who never caused an injury to the Brahmins. An ideal king, he never caused any harm to the Brahmins. Many Brahmins were celebrated poets and as such they were handsomely rewarded by the rulers. Besides gold, the Brahmins got cash and land grants from the king and the noble families. The social outcast and the forest tribes suffered from extreme poverty. They lived from hand to mouth. The hunters and the food gatherers live mostly in hill areas. They worked hard to survive in different situations. The ruling class, the class of warriors and some other classes. The ruling class, page B62. The ruling class was called Arasar. The members of this class had marriage relations with the Velalas, the propertied people owning the bulk of the land. War booty and income from trade and agricultural produce enabled the king to maintain professional warriors. The occasions for war were many. According to the Sangam poets, the refused of one king to give his daughter in marriage to another was a frequent cause of war. In Sangsom, if one king refused to give his daughter to another king, this is the cause of marriage to another, cause of war. In Sangam poetry, heroes are glorified and wars and cattle raids very often mentioned. The Bars constitute a class separate from the Brahman poets. They recited poems praising the rulers and the brave warriors. Now, another class was that of the Khadasaras, who worked as agricultural laborers. They work as the agricultural laborers. Their job involved a lot of hard physical work. Their social position was not much different from that of a slave. Their social position was not different from that of the slave. Now, page 62, Institution of Marriage. Now, the Tolakapiyam, written by the Tolakapiyar, name of the book Tolakapiyam, name of the writer Tolakapiyar, states that marriage was an important religious ceremony accompanied by many rituals. Naturally, the Aryan culture had now much impact on the institutions of marriage. Earlier, the Tamils had a relatively simple conception of marriage. They regarded it as the natural coming together of men and women, mainly due to their physical differences. Position of women. The joint family system characterized the society. Although some women got good education, their status in society was not equal to that of men. They did not have the right to inherit property. There were aesthetics also among women. Following the Jain and the Buddhist tradition, the worship of marriage or patini suggests that the vow of chastity was regarded as the greatest of the feminine virtues. In fact, the image of Patini Devi were being preserved and worshipped by Tamils in their temples until very recently. Now, page B63. Religion. So, position of woman. Before that, the joint family system character in the society, we came across the joint family system. Now, religion and religious rituals. In the early centuries of the Christian era, the ruling class and the upper section of Tamil society had accepted Brahmanism. The kings used to perform Vedic sacrifices. The Brahmins studied and chanted the Vedic hymns. There were disputations or public discussions on the Vedanta and Vedic philosophy. People used to discuss regarding Vedic philosophy or Vedanta. The worship of Vishnu was going in popularity, but the chief deity of people of the hilly regions were Murugan. Jainism also flourished during this period along with Buddhism. Two religions enjoys royal patronage. Dead bodies had begun to be cremated, although the megalithic practice for the disposal of the body continued. Dead body, the people used to cremate the dead bodies. And the royal patronage we know regarding the Buddhism and the Jainism. So, but the disposal of the dead body, the megalithic practice was continued. So, position of woman, then the synthesis of the two cultures, the caste, all are important from the book. There is no much problem and difficulty. Go through from your book, okay? Page number I mentioned. Okay, thank you for today. All my students, all the best.